Good morning, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome for another episode of Self-Leadership for Leaders. I am Florence Dombrico. I help leaders and teams increasing their adaptability and impact so that they can shape their future. And somewhere it's about making change easy, or it's also about getting outside of the hamster wheel and we can create time and go back in being strategic. Now, I'm delighted to welcome you all on this episode. For the people new to this series, self-leadership is about building capacity for the future and being intentional about it so that we can influence what is happening in our life. Somewhere, I'm going to mention that it's about strengthening who we are and building adaptability on what we can do. As leaders, self-leadership gives us tools to be intentional in our leadership. That famous manager as enabler I often like to use. So today with my guest, we're going to explore what self-leadership is, some example on how we can apply it through our daily life, the routine practice, and how self-leadership can help us increase our strategic capability. As usual, we're taking questions, and you can ask any question you want for the comment section on the LinkedIn page, and we're going to pick them up as they come. So my guest today, and I'm really excited to have her, is Kaye. She is known also as a marketing mentor. Having done some communication, I love what we can do with marketing. Now, Kaye is on a mission to debunk the myth that cause fear, frustration, and overwhelm around marketing. She got this idea through her extensive agency career, where she worked with brands such as Kenco, Hilton, Nationwide Building Society. And I really want to say her strength is to be able to strip everything back to basics, demonstrating how straightforward, manageable, and sometimes fun marketing can be. For her, marketing is a conversation, and who does not love a good chat? So she's been running a business for close to 10 years, and I love one of her motto. You can only work with clients who bring you joy if you're out there helping them to find you. Good morning, good afternoon, Kaye. Welcome with us today. Anything you want to add on what you're doing before we dive into self-leadership?
No, and thank you for having me. It's very lovely to be here. Good afternoon, everyone. No, I think marketing is one of those things that so often is just really overcomplicated, and it doesn't have to be at all. So, yeah, that's the only thing I would add.
It's funny, quite a few people ask me actually, come at marketing self-leadership, how do you make the link? So I'm really curious about our conversation. But before we go into that link, marketing self-leadership, in your own words, how would you define self-leadership?
So for me, self-leadership is it's about kind of self-awareness. It's about understanding where you fit in that bigger picture, and being able to step back and see that bigger picture of what's going on around you. Understanding what you bring, what your value is, and what other people bring to a situation, a team, an environment. And I think it's also about being able to see life or a situation from other people's point of view, because that's how things get done. That's how things get done more enjoyably for everyone, and that's how we all get what we want. I think from a situation is understanding what's going on in the bigger picture and what everyone is bringing to that, and how they're viewing what's going on.
I love quite a few things in what you said. I love this win-win-win synergy. It's win for you, it's win for the other, and it's win for the bigger picture. I love this notion as understanding how you fit in and what you can do with that notion of stepping back, and also the capability to see things from other people's perspective, and how you can actually learn more from what you see on the other people's perspective. How do you actually, through your work, and you're running a business, so that's can be tough at times. How do you yourself apply self-leadership?
I think, as you say, when we're running our own business, we that the that motivation to do things has to come from somewhere. It has to come from ourselves. We don't have anyone else to answer to. So I sometimes when that feels difficult, then looking at what that bigger picture is really helpful. So why am I doing this work? How, what is it for me that makes this important? And that's about seeing people out there who are running amazing businesses and who aren't bringing in the clients who bring them joy. The people who need their help can't find them because they're not being visible, they're not marketing themselves. So that helps me feel more motivated because I know those people could get more clients, reach the right people if they just had the right support. So that motivation, stepping back to look at why I'm doing this, helps with that motivation. So looking at that bigger picture, and getting help with the things that I aren't so good at, the things that I don't want to do, recognizing where my strengths are, what my values are, and where other people can help me, because we can't do any of this stuff by ourselves.
There is something really engaging in that last section, because there is this self-leadership as a capability to acknowledge our vulnerability, to acknowledge that we actually cannot do everything on our own, and it's okay to team up.
Yeah.
And I really like this wording, team up, because I think you have to team up within yourself. It's not like I'm advocating we have multiple personality, but we do have different aspects of our personalities facing. And sometimes I have the impression I have to team up within myself to actually get all my facets of personality working toward the same things. So this stepping back and getting the big picture could really help. There was also something really nice in what you were saying in terms of something inviting the connections, that actually self-leadership is about understanding what drives us, that we can actually engage with the connection around us. And again, back to this team up things. If there was one thing here we could actually play exploring a bit more, what would you like us to choose?
One of those aspects,
Yes.
you mean? I think it's probably one that I haven't mentioned yet. I think because there's, the thing about being able to see things from other people's point of view, is a really important thing to be able to do in your business. The teaming up thing, I'm curious about teaming up within ourselves. And how, in my head, teaming up is about bringing in people that that we know can help us with the things that we don't want to do or can't do so well. Teaming up within ourselves, I'm really curious as to what that looks like and how we do that.
Okay. Let's start with the teaming up, because probably we can shorten it. And the other one, the perspective, can already feel like it could link nicely with the marketing connections.
Yeah.
So teaming up. First, I have a saying in self-leadership is, whatever happens, you are your best partner. So for me, the first step is about acknowledging I am my best partner, even though from time to time I'm really, really not happy with my performance.
Yeah.
Still my best partner. So this is the first aspect. And I know sometimes when I explain this in coaching session, I ask people, do you believe you are your best partner? It's just like, just because they have not done something or because they're just really afraid to go and for the public speaking. So, you still are, because whatever happened, we are always here for us. And if there is one person that is always with us, whatever happened, it is. So we have, so for me, that's the first aspect. I'm accepting I'm a best partner. And then I've noticed sometimes part of me is going to be really afraid of doing something. Another part of me really want to do it because it can really see the potential, but there is this movement going into
Yeah.
opposite directions. And if I let them just like that, it's not working because my motivation is going to be a bit like a seesaw. So when I team up with myself, is I'm actually going to sit down and kind of put on paper why one part of me want to do that, when the other part of me want to do that. It's a bit like as if I'm talking to two separate people and I become a mediator. So it's like, no, we've got three people. Everybody's going to be mad, but that's a bit what's happening. And I'm going actually to ask the part that is afraid, but what is your intention with being afraid? What do you want us to achieve with that? And that's going to give me some pointer. And I've got the other one that's really about what is your motivation with that? And then I'm going to say, okay, no, both of you, you want to achieve something. Is there a way that we can look at the situation that both of you achieve what you're doing? So usually it's probably asking me to be more in the preparation. So the very bold person that just want to jump into everything, it's going to have to be a bit more patient and accept that I need to do a bit more preparation. And the other side of me that's a bit like cranky is going to say, yeah, okay, with more preparation, I can go for it. And then that's the aspect of teaming up. But it's really funny because sometimes if I do some workshop, I'm actually going to have people to have this stick man or people dropping into the room with like different aspects of how their personality is inviting them to do something. So we are the same person, but we know our personality is inviting us to act. And let's go back to this actually sentence I found when talking with you for preparing this small conversation. It's like we strengthen who we are by getting better understanding of who we are, but we adapt what we do by understanding that we have more than one way to do something. So
Yeah.
that's of the team
Yeah.
up.
Yeah. No, I love that, and I love how because we're always coming across things that we feel a bit uncomfortable about doing, or things that we part of us wants to just dive straight in, like you say, and just get on with it. And I think it's that, for me, it's like all of those little different voices, different aspects of our personality are, they're all there and they've all got a job to do. And but sometimes some of them can get really loud and a bit annoying, and we have to say, from a marketing point of view, a lot of my clients, very often the aspect of their personality that's trying to stop them kind of being knocked down, to stop them being judged, or all of that is very, very loud. And they if they kind of get too close with that aspect of their personality, that's what stops them from being visible, from doing their marketing. And then there are, other parts of them that are saying, well, there are people out there who need your help, and if you're not doing your marketing, those people won't know that you're there. They won't get the help they need, and they'll stay stuck. So do you really want that? So actually, if we can kind of team up, using your phrase, with that person, that aspect of our personality, that can make doing those things that we need to do to get ourselves visible feel more comfortable, I suppose.
I love it. And I love how you brought into that aspect this outward mindset, looking to what other people may need, and
Mm,
what, connected to your motto, people may need your help, and if you're not doing your job in promoting yourself, you may never be able to help them. So we got
yeah.
this outward mindset, and that really connects with what you were saying, that self-leadership allow you to see better other people's perspective. Tell
Mm.
us more about that.
So I think being able to put yourself in someone else's shoes is an it's enormously valuable, whatever situation you're in, whether it's personal relationships, whether it's in teams, within a business, because people are always, there's always something else going on. There's always other stuff going on for people other than the immediate situation that's in front of us, and that affects how people react, how people respond to a given situation, how they behave. And from a marketing point of view, it's absolutely crucial that we understand what's going on for our dream client, that we can put ourselves in their shoes and really get under the skin of what they're thinking, what are they feeling, what are they doing, what are they telling themselves that's keeping them stuck, what are their fears, what are their desires, and understanding all of that really, really deeply is what helps us connect with them, with our marketing content, with the resources we put out that help people find us. So it's really, really understanding that. I always say that unless you sell breakfast cereal, you don't need to know what they eat for breakfast, but you do need to know what's going on in their hearts and minds, and that what does their day look like, and what are they telling themselves, so that you can really understand them and connect with them in a way that helps them see that you're the right person to help them get where they want to be. And you can't do that if you don't know who they are.
Yeah, it brings me something really that I really love, is we're talking about self-leadership. And the more we talk about it, the less it is about us, the self, and the more it is about our system, the people around us, and
Mm.
connecting with them. And I find that really fascinating, because it's true that the more we strengthen who we are, the higher the value of the connection with the
Mm.
people around us. We're getting close to the end, even though I'd love to keep that conversation. But I promise to the audience is we keep it short. So, if you were to help me wrap up some key point, Kay, for our
Mhm.
listeners, what would you like them to remember?
I think I would like people to remember that when one of the things that you talk about often in relation to self-leadership is that being able to see the bigger picture, being able to slow down and pause, rather than kind of diving straight into doing stuff. And from a marketing point of view, that's really important. Very often people say, I need to do some marketing. I don't have enough clients. I need to do some marketing. So they dive straight into doing all the things. They write stuff for LinkedIn, or they decide they've got to create some emails, but they don't pause and step back and think, why am I doing this? Who am I doing it for? What do they need to hear? Understanding who you help, how you help them, and why they would connect with you. So pausing and stepping back and looking at that bigger picture makes your marketing more effective, even though it's tempting to go, I've just got to do some more marketing stuff. And the other really important thing is that understanding your dream client, understanding who they are, what they're looking for, what do they want, not what they need. That's different. and how can you bring, what in your value can you bring to connect with that, to offer them a solution to whatever's bothering them.
Thanks. I love the 2 tips. Now, before we wrap up, conclude our session, 3 announcements for the audience, for you guys. So first, if you want to escape the noise, discover a calmer, more natural approach to marketing, reach out to Kaye on LinkedIn. She's got a great workshop. Next, our next episode, it's next Thursday. We're going to talk with Armand. We're going to keep exploring self-leadership more in the context of team management. And let me just bring you one thing for you, a final slide as we wrap up. If you want to explore what self-leadership can do for you or your company, I've got 4 different options I'm using. And I'm really excited because right now I'm launching my latest self-leadership development program, Manager as Enablers. So feel free to book a discovery call to know more. And until we talk next time, a big thank you for our listeners for being with us today on a live event or later on the recording. And of course, I wish you all a powerful self-leadership. Ciao. And I forget, thank you, Kaye, for being with us. I always tend to forget.
Thank you.
Whoops, just on time. Thank you,
okay.
everyone.
I'll let you off. Take care.
Ciao.